Good morning everybody, and it is Good Friday today, so I hope you have a good Friday. It's nice to see you all. The cherry blossom is getting bigger and brighter every day outside my window, which is really lovely. When I do my little videos for you, I can see it glinting at me through the window, which is great. So good morning from me, Jude, Lennon and little lamb tails, and of course morning from Lamby as well. Can you give him a wave and say hi, Lamby? There we go. And our guest today is Alfie. Here's Alfie, he's one of our woolly crew as well, so if you can give him a wave as well, and if Kath is watching, this is a special wave for you, Alfie. There we go, let's pop him back there. Right, so this morning we've got our story bag again, filled with some lovely stories and tales and adventures, but of course before we do that, we always like to start with a song. So if you're ready, let's go. Here we go. Hello everyone, how are you? Hello everyone, how are you? Hello everyone, how are you? How are you today? And if you're feeling okay, give me a wave. And if you're feeling pretty good, let's see those thumbs. If you're ready for the stories, give me your best smile. Fantastic. Okay, right then. Let's see what's in the bag, shall we, Lammy? Have a good look in here. Ooh. Oh, yes, looks like there's some interesting stories in there today. Oh, right, we've got a lion. Here we go. So this story is an old story. I think it's one of Aesop's fables as well. It's called The Lion and the Mouse. And it goes like this. Now, if you've seen my storytelling before, you know that the stories that are from a long time ago, they start the same way. So you can join in with that bit. Are we ready? Long, 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 long. All together now. Long ago, far away from here, in the jungle, there was a lion. And that lion had a pride of lions, all the other lionesses around him, and every day they would go out hunting for food. Let's go. Have you got your big paws ready? They'd stalk across the plains looking for food. They'd hunt this way, they'd hunt this way, they'd hunt this way, until they found enough to eat. Not a problem, you'd think. Great, the lions are looking after themselves, but oh dear, there was a little family of mice, and every day when the lions came out, they walked over the top of the mice, and the poor mice were going, ow, no, don't hit us with your paws, please stop, no. And in the end, the mice got together with their king, and the king mouse said, this is a bit of a problem. We're going to get crushed. I will go and speak to the king lion. And so off he scurried. Let's go. He scurried and scurried and scurried and scurried until he found the king of the lions. And the lion was very sleepy and lying in the sun, and actually, if we're honest, snoring a little bit. Let's hear you snore. Excuse me, Your Majesty. The lion looked up. What was that little noise? Excuse me, Your Majesty, I'm down here. Oh, Your Majesty, King of the Mice, how nice of you to come and see me. What can I do for you? The lion stretched and yawned. Well, there's a bit of a problem, you see. A problem? What do you mean? Well, every day when you and your pride come out hunting for food, your big paws come all the way over the top of us and we have to run out of the way, and some of us have been hurt, and I'm very, very worried that some of my family will get killed. Oh, said the lion. Yes, I see that this is a bit of a problem. I tell you what, we'll go a different way. Would that be okay? Absolutely. Thank you so much for listening to me and for changing your route. That will help an enormous amount. Thank you so much. And if ever we mice can do anything for you, you must let us know. Oh, said the lion. Well, that's very kind of you. But secretly he was thinking, what on earth could the mice possibly do to help him? They were so tiny. But he was very polite. He said, I'll let you know if we need anything. And so the king of the mice scurried away. Let's go. And the king of the lions stretched and went back to sleep. Let's hear you snore. And so after that, every day when the lions went out hunting, they went a different way, around the mice kingdom. Let's go. And off to get their food. And so the mice were happy and the lions were happy. Until one day, hunters came into the area trying to catch the lions for their skin. They wanted to make rugs out of them. Oh my goodness me! The poor lions tried to run away as quickly as they could, but the chief lion, the king of the lions, was caught inside a big net. And he lay there and he pulled his claws, let's get your claws, and he tried to get through the net, but it didn't work. And the hunters bundled him up and left him at the bottom of a tree. The poor lion was not happy and he roared. Let's hear you roar. Roar! Which actually meant, please help. Let's roar again. Roar! The king of the mice heard this. Come quickly, the king of the lions is in trouble. He gathered all of his family together and they all set off together. Let's go. They scurried and scurried and scurried and scurried and scurried until they saw the lion bundled up in the net at the bottom of the tree. Oh dear, they said, can we help? I don't think you can. It's very kind of you, said the king, but you're very little. I just don't see how you can help me. Leave it to us, said the king of the mice, and he spread all the mice out around in various places of the net. And he said, right, mice, nibble. And they all got their teeth and they nibbled. Let's nibble. And they nibbled and they nibbled until they all nibbled their way through the net. And the net burst apart and the lion was free. Thank you so, so much. And I'm sorry I doubted you. I should have known that you could help me in some way, because good things come in little packages, and that's a very important lesson for us all. The end. Give yourselves a clap. Fantastic. That's an old story, but a very, very good one. And it's got a very important message that just because you're little doesn't mean you can't do wonderful things. Here we go. Shall we look inside, Lammy? No, there's still no stories about you. Okay, next week. Right, shall we see what's coming out then? Oh, right. Now, this is a story from Italy, and it's called Strega, Nona, okay? And it's a little bit like the magic porridge pot story, but it uses pasta instead. So, here we go. And there's going to be some words for you to join in with me. Okay, so there's a certain part of the story where it says, magic pot, fill the pot up to the top. Can you say that with me? Magic pot, fill the pot up to the top. Fantastic. And then there's another bit that we need later, but I'll explain that one as we get to it. Here we go. So this story set a long time ago, so you know how it begins. Long, all together, long ago in Italy, there was an old lady called Strega Nona, and she was a magical person. She could make magic for good. And so every week she would get down her magic pot. Have you got your magic pot? She'd put it on the cooker and she would say, are we ready? Magic pot, fill the pot up to the top. And then she would blow 3 kisses into the pot. Should we do that? And then the pot would start to boil and simmer and fill with pasta. And then all the villagers came along with their bowl, and Strega Nona would give them all a bowl of pasta each to make sure that everybody had enough to eat. What a kind thing that was to do. And this went on for many years, until Strega Nona started to get a bit old and a bit tired. I need an apprentice. That's somebody you can teach your skills to so that they can learn how to do good things too. And so she looked around. And she sent out word that she was looking for an apprentice. And a young man arrived and said, I'd like to be your apprentice. And so they had a bit of a chat and she agreed that they would try and see how it worked out. When do I learn the magic? When do I learn the magic? Asked the young man. Oh, no. Not yet. First things first. First, you must learn to follow instructions properly. It's very important. So can you wash these dishes exactly as I do? Round, 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 swirl, 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 put them to drain. Okay, let's try it, everybody. Round, 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 swirl, 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 and put it to drain. And so the young man got on with all the dishes. Round, 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 swirl, 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 put it to drain. Round, 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 swirl, 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 put it to drain. This is so boring. I thought I was going to learn magic, said the young man. Next, said Strega, Nona, I'm going to show you something that's also important. Oh, is it the magic? Is it the magic? No, 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 not the magic. First, you must learn how to brush the floor properly. Brush the floor? Yes, it's very important. It's following instructions. If you can't follow instructions, you cannot learn my magic. Very well, said the young man. So Strega Nona showed him how to sweep. Let's go. Sweep, 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 sweep. Your turn. The young man got the broom. Are you ready, everybody? Sweep, 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 sweep. This is boring. I thought I was going to learn magic, said the young man. This went on for some time, and the young man learned lots of important skills and learned how to follow instructions, but the one thing he didn't learn was the magic. Strega Nona would not show him. I will one day, she said, but today is not that day. I'm getting bored with this, said the young man. So one day, when Strega Nona was doing her magic pot, he looked to see what she was doing. Strega Nona lifted down the magic pot. She put it on the cooker. Are you ready? And then she said the magic words. Magic pot, fill the pot up to the top. Great, said the young man. I know the magic now. And he ran away quickly before she saw him. So, of course, he didn't see the next really important bit of the spell. 3 kisses. You ready? Uh-oh. I think you probably guess what's going to happen. Not long after this, Strega Nona had to go away for a week to go and visit her sister. And she said to the young man, don't worry about the pasta. I've told everybody in the village that just for 1 week they won't have any. They know. It's fine. Do not go near that pot. I won't, said the young man. But behind his back, his fingers were crossed. And so Strega Nona packed her bag and off she set. Let's go. She walked and walked and walked and walked to go and see her sister. Back inside the house, the young man washed the dishes, swept the floor, and then thought, oh, can't harm for me to make the pasta. All the villagers will be so grateful, and it will show Strega Nona that I am ready to do magic. So he lifted down the pot. He went to the window and called to everybody, I'm going to do the pasta. It's okay, everybody, bring your bowls. And he said, you ready? Pasta pot, fill the pot up to the top. And of course, the pasta started to bubble and boil until it came to the top of the pot. But it did not stop. It kept making more and more pasta. And the villagers were taking their pasta and saying, you need to make it stop. It's going all over the floor. Let's say it again. Pasta pot, please, please stop. It didn't stop. It kept making more pasta. It was coming out and it was all over the floor and the villagers were getting cross. It's going everywhere. Soon it will be on the streets. You have to make it stop. Pasta pot, you filled the pot. Please, please stop. But that didn't work either, and the pasta kept coming out of the bowl and onto the floor, and it was now by the door and into the street. The villagers were getting really, really cross. Look at the state of our village. It's going to be full of pasta. You have to make it stop. Pasta pot, please, please stop. It did not stop, and the pasta was now flowing down the streets. Everybody was very, very cross. The mayor of the town came over and said, what on earth is all this mess in my town? Make it stop at once. I'm trying, said the young man, I'm trying. Pasta pot, please, 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 please stop. But it did not. Luckily, the old lady, Strega Nona, had heard from a distance that there was a bit of a noise, and so she came back to the village, and as soon as she saw the mess, she went over to the pot and she blew the 3 kisses. and straight away the pot stopped making pasta. She turned and faced the villagers, the mayor and the young man. She could tell that they were furious. "I think you should put him in jail. This is disgraceful. Look at the state of our town," said the mayor. "What are you going to do to punish him?" "Oh, don't worry," said Strega and Nona. "I have the perfect punishment. This young man will eat nothing but pasta for breakfast, lunch and dinner until it's all gone and tidied up. Is that understood?" The young man gulped. He looked everywhere. He looked. There was pasta as far as he could see. He was going to have to eat an awful lot of it for breakfast, for lunch and for dinner. "Yes, I'm sorry, Strega and Nona. I will not do that again, and I promise from now on I will listen to you and only do the magic when you think I'm ready." And eventually the young man was ready, but it wasn't for a long time. And after that he listened so carefully and so specially to Strega and Nona and her wisdom. And sometimes we need to do exactly that. The end. Give yourselves a clap. Fantastic. Okay, right. Wonder what our last story is going to be today. It's a good one. Here we go. Now, because it's Good Friday, so on Sunday it's going to be Easter Sunday, I thought it would be nice to do a story about a rabbit. Because obviously, normally on Easter Sunday, the Easter Bunny would be very, very busy, but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get out this year because obviously we've all got to stay in our houses. And I think the Easter Bunny might be the same, so we'll have to see, right, how he gets on with everything. Right, so I thought I would tell you a story about a rabbit, a very, very famous rabbit, called Peter. So Peter Rabbit was a story that was written a long time ago, over 100 years ago, by a lady called Beatrix Potter. So I'm going to tell you the version of it now. So it might be a little bit different to the book, but it's based on the story of Peter Rabbit. Here we go. You know how it starts. Long, 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 altogether, long ago, there was a family of rabbits. There was Mrs. Rabbit, and then there was Flopsy, Mopsy, Cottontail, and Peter. Flopsy, Mopsy and Cottontail were very good rabbits, and they put their coats on ready and they were listening to Mummy, who said, "I've got to go out for the day. You may collect brambles from the hedge in the lane, but do not go to Mr. McGregor's garden." Daddy went there and he ended up in a pie. "No, Mummy, we'll be good," said the rabbits. But Peter Rabbit was not listening. He had on his smart new blue coat and he was looking out the window, thinking, I wonder what I'll do today. So Mummy Rabbit went off and the three rabbits, Mopsy, Flopsy and Cottontail, they went out to collect brambles. "Come on, Peter," they said, "we've got to collect brambles for Mummy." "Collecting brambles? That's boring. I'm going somewhere else." And Peter Rabbit scampered off the road in the other direction. Let's go. He scampered with his little tail waggling and off he went. And he found himself outside Mr. McGregor's garden. He stood up by the gate. His ears were up, his nose twitched, and he could see through the gate. Lettuce. Lots of lovely lettuce. "I like lettuce," thought Peter. "Mr. McGregor won't notice if I just take maybe one." And so Peter squeezed under the gate and he ran down the path towards the lettuce. Oh, he sniffed it again. Can you twitch your nose? It smelt delicious. He looked this way and he stood up on his toes and he looked around. No sign of Mr. McGregor. And so he got the lettuce and he ate it. When all of a sudden he heard a noise. "Oi, you, rabbit, get out of my lettuce, on your way!" And down came the path came Mr. McGregor with a rake in his hand, and he did not look happy. Peter looked at him and thought, "Eek!" And he ran away as quickly as he could. Let's go. He ran down the path. But uh-oh, he got caught in a net that's normally used to put over the cucumbers. "Oh no," said Peter, "what will I do?" A bird flew down and said, "Peter, Be calm, be calm. Don't fight it, just think calmly. Peter calmed down, but all he could hear was Mr. McGregor going, out of here, rabbit, I'll get you. And Peter pulled himself finally free of his coat, which was left and then tangled up in the net, and he ran as quickly as he could. He ran and he ran and he ran into the potting shed, and he jumped straight into the watering can, and he lay there. The watering can was full of water though, and it was a bit cold. Peter didn't really like it, but he kept really still. Mr. McGregor came into the potting shed. I know you're in here, rabbit. I saw you come in the door. Where are you? And he started to lift up the plant pots to see if Peter was there. He was getting closer and closer to the watering can, and poor Peter was getting scared, and even worse. Oh, his nose was twitching and he needed to sneeze. Achoo! There you are, said Mr. McGregor. But Peter Rabbit jumped out of the watering can. It knocked everywhere. The water went all over the floor, and he ran out as quickly as he could. Let's go. He ran and he ran. Mr. McGregor was still chasing him. I'll get you, rabbit! Peter ran and ran and ran, and then he stopped still because he could see the gate and he could see the path he needed. But in front of the gate, in his way, there was a pond, and by the pond was a cat. The cat was looking into the pond to see if there were fish. The cat's tail was swimming in the air like this. Peter Rabbit did not like cats. Cats didn't seem to like Peter Rabbit either. I can't go that way, he said. He looked this way, he looked that way. He looked up on his toes again, and he could see Mr. McGregor still chasing him with the rake. Oh no, what to do, what to do, what to do? I'll go this way. And he ran as quickly as he could, and as he did, his shoes fell off, and he ran down the path, and he managed to get past the cat without the cat seeing him, and he squeezed his way under the gate, and he ran all the way home. And he got home, he lay on the rug by the fireplace, panting and shivering as well, and sneezing. Achoo! 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 And it was here that Mummy found him, and she picked him up and she put him into bed, and she wrapped him up and she gave him some nettle tea, and he had to stay there for a week. And he missed out on all the lovely brambles and all the lovely bramble jelly and all the lovely bramble crumble because he hadn't done as he'd been told. You'd think he'd learned his lesson. Let's hope so. And back in Mr. McGregor's garden, do you know, if you go past, you'll see he's made a new scarecrow. And on it is a lovely blue jacket and some little black shoes that once belonged to Peter Rabbit. The end. Give yourselves a clap. Fantastic. Well, I've had a lovely time sharing these stories with you this morning. I hope you've had a nice time listening. Obviously, we take a break over the weekend. We'll be back on Monday with some more tales, and then next week, starting next week, our books over on Jude, Lennon author, going to be another one about Lamby. You'll be pleased to hear that, won't you, Lamby? Fantastic. So we'll have a lovely weekend, everybody. I hope you really do, and we'll see you on Monday. Thanks ever so much, everybody. Shall we do our goodbye song? Here we go then. Goodbye, everyone. Nice to see you. Goodbye, everyone. Nice to see you. Goodbye, everyone. Nice to see you. Nice to see you today. Give yourselves a clap and pat on the back. Are you ready? A fan-dabby-dozy as well. Lovely, everybody. Stay safe now. Bye-bye.